Technical leaders, thanks so much for your bug reports, and I hope you guys had a great Memorial Day. I am back in the office, so I'm just gonna go over the bug reports over you guys just by video, because I, can explain it better and faster, I guess, and maybe hopefully clearer. So let's go ahead and just kind of scroll up to the last couple of things here. So let's see. Error message. I was able to do back testing with 1.1, but now it says the minimum trade amount would be 1 TRX, and what is the trade volume? And decimals not allowed. Is decimals ready? Yeah. As far as that goes, I was thinking maybe since we have over, we put 9,999,000 coins. Maybe something in the middle that would work for everything, like 100 coins or something like that, or 1,000 coins, depending. But then if you put up 1,000 ETH, well, can you handle BTC of 1,000 ETH when you have 9 million? Yeah, you totally could. So that might be something to enter for now on the template part, and that will, in a sense, have the ability to solve that for now. I try to make it kind of fancy, link to a wallet, but I don't think that's ready yet. Can't see what this thing is that you are showing me, so I'll move back. Coin channel was smaller than 107 is entered. Yeah, so you'll probably have to manually put that in for now. Okay. I want to make it smart too, just like it says here. There's a way for me to monitor the decimals of the coin, and if it's too small, I have to manually override it to something like 107 or something like that. I don't think there's a way for me to know what the minimum is. That just kind of varies. So if anything, if there's a safe, like, general number that works for everything, and if that's like 200 coins, then put 200 coins, so it'll be more than enough for anything. And the sim wallet has way more than enough to support 200 coins of ether, or Bitcoin, or whatever it is. Probably exactly. Okay. Alright, so, oh yeah, is it Erishk? Erishk? Sorry, I don't know if I pronounced it right. Graphic interface. Check a box, find it out. It's always the same. I will check that out. I'll uncheck it or uncheck it. I think there has something with the, when you uncheck it, make sure you save it, Erishk. Because if you don't save it, it doesn't know, I think. But because every time, like, when you load it up, you save it, and then you uncheck it, and then you load it again and make sure it appears unchecked. Because when you load it, it confirms that what you see is actually in the system. And it's just the way the developer has set it up. I mean, all of these variables here are string variables instead of a list. I work on a list inside Ubot, but I have to convert it as a list or as a string in order to display it. So after you select something, then I convert it back to a list again. So what you see is not actually what you get, because it's translated from a list type of variable. So it's a little, I wish they had the ability to use a list the entire time, because I hate to use like delimiting variable, or delimiting stuff like commas and stuff like that. So that's what this is. It's just a big string with commas and stuff that's in here that loads this drop down menu. So I do have an alternative for later on, but it's just kind of finicky and funky right now until this is all cosmetic, I understand. I'm not gonna worry too much about the cosmetic stuff, but we'll do some videos on how to confirm. We'll have a separate channel on the setup to make sure that it's set up properly. Okay. And you basically have to, like, select something, save it, and then select something else and load it, and make sure it confirms that you've loaded. And once you can load it, that means it's in the system. Okay. Alright, so let me let me just do a video. Well, I don't know, I'll probably do a separate video, but I could probably do one real quick over here to kind of show you what I'm talking about. What else? Yeah, Cosmo Style, he does it at 6 days, so it is locked. So there's an algorithm in there that changes the back test to 6 days. And so no matter what you have, it changes it back to 6 days, does a 6-day test, and then kind of leaves it at 6 days. Okay. Alright. Yeah, and the settings do get lost. It gets kind of all blanked out, but it's still, in a sense, tunes. But at a certain point, I do notice that it just completely crashes. And you have to restart the tuner like every, I don't know, 1 to 2 days, I'm guessing, or maybe 2 days. Alright, let's see here. Might add pairs, so we have to restart FOI. Each new pair added, and as the bot don't remember what it did previously, it restarts the full process, which can take hours if you have a lot of pairs. Further, at present situation as beta test, we might change some things to try and fine-tune FOI, as we don't have much wiki user guide telling what functions and what exactly. Your videos are nice, but it's a bit complicated to find the right info over all these videos. It's hours of videos, and finally, as I deleted already twice. Restart, just understand I'm afraid to do it. Actually, I would be interested to understand why it happened. Yeah, the reason why it deletes it is that it follows a sim mh type of bot name. So I need to pull this up to kind of show you. So let me pause the video real quick. Alright, so a couple of things I want to talk about is like when you open up your Haas and you notice these API Binance flood error. This is only for 36 bots, but I have been cloning for some portfolios that we've been managing. So once you exceed it, this basically paralyzes the tuner, or basically Haas itself. So when you're trying to backtest and get good results, it's not backtesting correctly because it's flooded and it's not getting any results basically. Okay. So that could be why some of the settings are the same, because it's backtesting getting the same result, which is nothing, right? And so once you see this, you need to kind of back off from your bots a little bit. I think we had 45, and yes, this does happen when you're trying to load when you're running it, and after a while it just kind of dies out on you. So I basically have to restart myself too. Now I think I kind of might have identified a couple of errors where it's loading up this probably like a variable that's that's not cleaning itself out, and so eventually it just loads too much, and then it freezes up the GUI. So I'm gonna try to find where that is today and see if that helps with it, and then I'm gonna be adding some other additional plugins to kind of have it restart itself after a few hours or something like that, because I think it's just kind of typical and normal for when a program just runs too long and too many loops. It just racks up too much memory somewhere, and it has to restart itself. And so as far as loading your variables goes, I'm gonna hit load, and this isn't my setting. I had 2 days here, so I hit load again, then it goes 2 days. So whenever you make a change, even if it's like a check mark or whatever it is, even down here, you check on that. It's not, it will supposedly, but let's say you didn't save it, right? Let's say you saved it here. Now if I check it to confirm that I didn't check that, once I hit the load settings, this should be unchecked. Then that confirms that what you see here is actually what the tuner is actually seeing. So even though you might see some things here, it might not actually be in there unless you make sure you save and load it, and it reappears as loaded. Then that confirms that that's the actual settings. Okay, so just make sure you remember to do that when things aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if that's the case, if you did that, you confirmed it, and it's still doing this 5-minute interval even though you deselected and you loaded it, then yeah, I'll make sure I look into it again. Maybe I messed up somewhere and it's still loading it. Okay, alright, so yeah, right now I have 36 only, so which means for me I also need to back down to like 2015 or so. So as I'm doing, I'm starting to realize that we need to probably maybe team up as a pack, take down this market beast, as a pack together, where on the trading area, I'm gonna probably have something where we can then manage multiple servers, so that we have maybe a test server and also another VPS where we do our trades, so we can copy settings from our test to the live one, or another HOS license and kind of thing. Or we all contribute to a common database where we share settings, and then based on the tuning reports that we get, it can then alert everyone in the pack. It says, hey, we found a good setting for tested good, and then the bots can identify it and then start putting it onto a live wallet. And so with that, that means that we don't have to all do 36. We can each do 2, or maybe someone can select, hey, I'll do Steam, someone do Tron, someone does Zcash, someone does Dash. Distribute among 20, 30 maybe groups of pack, wolf packs, or pack groups, or whatever you want to call it. And then just take down this beast together, so we could pull down all 200, what is it, how many pairs that we have. This is 36, but I think if you want to actually do all of them, all the pairs and all the, it's over 300 different combinations. Okay, so I think as I'm learning this, that's kind of where I'm gonna be heading when I start to do this part 2. Okay, so thank you for your patience, and still bear with me as I'm doing this. I appreciate your feedback and your patience too. And yeah, as this goes, like we could be tuning for a downtrend and it goes well, but as it uptrends, yeah, it's gonna buy high and sell low on an uptrend. So it's just the way the market is turning. But that's the great part about the forward simulating it with the Symbot, so that we can identify which coins. It's kind of like a monitor, right? We can identify which coins are doing well and which coins are turning. But what I've also noticed, that coins that are moving much slower, such as BitShares and all this other stuff that has lower volume, kind of shows more consistency from the tuning bot, and actually lasts a little longer with the settings. The higher market caps, they kind of move very quickly, and it changes rather rapidly too. So you can kind of see it trying to keep up. And yes, it could just switch markets on you. It can go from uptrend, downtrend, and the bot has to tune it for that day. I don't know what the time frame is on this one, but that's what could happen. But basically is to monitor it and know when to jump in and out. It's kind of like musical chairs, okay? Interest in bond market raise quicker. This is the only reason why you should use bots. It happens soon. Our bots. Of course, this is my opinion. Using bot to avoid spending so much time on the market is good. Trust our bots. Okay. Let me go back over here and a couple of things to look at. So let me launch this real quick. All right, and then one more thing is let's see here, DGD. All right, so how do we know this is a live trade? It looks like he made 0.5% since we started it. But what you want to do is when you're live trading, and you know when to turn on and off the bots, is to look at the ROI per trade. So as you see here, it did well, but then as it sold, you see how the ROI in a sense decreased to a negative. Even if it decreased to a smaller positive, it's a sign that the market's changing. So when you see any reversals, I would say, then stop the bot, and then wait for the test bots for it to kind of turn back positive. Then start the bigger amount back up. Okay, so the smaller amounts we could probably let it run as long as the overall ROI is positive. So this is the test. We can just let it run until unless it pulls like -5, 10%, in negative ROI on a small trade amount, then we need to do something about that, right? So yeah, of course this is his portfolio is small. So anyways, so that's how you would know on whether to pull in and out, how to stop and start a bot. So you kind of have different gates and barriers from your test bot and your confirm bot. So if you have only like a small amount on a test spot, you can just let this run. But on your bigger ones, you're gonna have to start and stop it based on what you see here on the test spot or on the actual confirmed bot. Okay, so just look for these positive, negative, knowing when to stop and start. And once it just takes too much losses or just continuous negative, whatever, then it's probably time to delete both bots and just go back to sim, retune, and then maybe there's already a new setting on the tune one, and then copy it back out again. Okay, so just a little bit of maintenance manually for now until I get this all automated. Okay. All right. The interest from the bots, the market raise quicker than the market. Okay. So I think I covered as much as I can for now. You have any reason why this is happening? Create a video for me. Now this thing called Jing, let me show you how that works here. It's free, but when you download it and you record something, let's say it's right here. All right, let me just kind of move this over. I'm gonna record a quick whatever video. All right, just gonna snapshot this, show you what happened, and you kind of click this capture the video, continue, whatever. So I'm gonna capture this area right here, right? Once it's done, finish that video, but you need to upload this to screencast. So once it's up to screencast, it's uploading now to screencast. I'm gonna get a URL, then I can actually view it better. So then view on screencast. So they give you a little bit of space there that you can kind of view the video, and then copy this link here for me. And I have Flash, I believe. Okay, and then just copy that link, then I can actually see the video. So once I get my Flash player, let me just allow that. Here we go. Then I can actually play what I just captured. Okay. So that'll help me kind of find things better, and this this stuff here doesn't tell me where, doesn't help me at all. It's just like, okay, I want to help, but give me a video that'll help me a lot better. Okay, so thanks. You guys have a good one. Hopefully, you guys make some money today. I think it's been a couple of days now. As I continue to kind of clean it up, make it a little more stable, but I'm gonna start to charge on the automated trading for now, and hopefully this help. I don't have the time I know I need a wiki and kind of this and that. If maybe Anissa, you probably talk to her to see if you could have her maybe create something, say, hey, can you add this to the wiki, or maybe a channel. We're gonna create a setup channel just to kind of piece things together for now to have an official area to put things. I'm going to pull a lot of the membership stuff into the Discord. I think it has a better discussion on certain topics and things like that. I think it's way better than the membership site where you kind of watching. It's cool, but it's constantly updating, constantly changing, and it's more dynamic in Discord. So, okay. And I'm not much of a writer. I hate writing. It takes forever. So I'll probably need your support if that's what you guys figure out. Give it to me. Hey Nisa, can you pin this? We can definitely do that, and that could probably help everyone else too once you figure out how things work. Any questions on algorithm and stuff like that? Yeah, I'll create the videos as it comes in. And it's just kind of what I observe and what I think, and I'll just create them as I go. Kind of like the wolf pack kind of attacking the market, and we all tune certain sections, and then we share it, and then we kind of go after the beast. Once we find a winner or a weak spot, or a surging coin, then we all kind of just maul at it, kind of thing. So, alright guys, you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you then. Okay.